3:11 says, Moses said to God, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should bring the children of Israel out of Egypt?" But it gets worse. Moses also argued with God for the rest of the chapter and into chapter 4. Even after seeing multiple extra miracles, like his staff turning into a serpent and his hand turning leprous, Moses responded in chapter 4, verse 13, saying, "Please, Lord, send someone else." A response that aroused God's anger against Moses. Here's the intriguing point that I promised you. Have you ever noticed that it's easy to have courage when things are going your own way? When you have what you need and are comfortable? When you have some type of power you can lord over others with? But what happens when you lose it all? What happens when your safety nets get taken away? Are you faithful then? Do you have courage then? When Moses was in power and thought he had been chosen to free the people by force, things were easy for him. He was the next Pharaoh. Patriarchs and prophets tell us in order to become Pharaoh, he had to be initiated into the priesthood of their idolatrous nation. This he fiercely resisted, giving powerful, unrefutable arguments in support of the Hebrew religion. Ellen White says, for the time, his firmness was tolerated on account of his high position and the favor with which he was regarded by both the king and the people. See, Moses had it easy. He held one of the highest positions. He was well-loved, protected. He had nothing to fear. So he took advantage of that and hatched his own plan. See, the measure of a man is not how he behaves when all is well, when all is going his way, when he has nothing to fear. No, the measure of a man is what he does when no one is looking. What he does when he's got nothing. What he does when his trust is God is the only thing he can depend on. It's easy to follow God and to do his will when your own life is not affected. But how is your faith when the world is crumbling around you? For Moses, he was living the high life, being able to do anything he wanted. He took matters into his own hands. Notice he didn't consult God. And unlike many of us, the angels were directly communicating with him. He didn't have any excuse at all to not bring them up. No, instead he wanted to do things his own way and literally slew a man. Pretty courageous? No, not really. In fact, his own rash actions only determined what he was actually willing to do. I know we look at Moses with great respect, and that's because the Bible places him in a category above most prophets. To Aaron and Miriam in Numbers 12, God says, Numbers 12, verses 6 through 8, says, "If there is a prophet among you, I, the Lord, make myself known to him in a vision. I speak to him in a dream. Not so with my servant Moses. He's faithful in all my house. I speak with him face to face, even plainly and not in dark sayings, and he sees the form of the Lord." And of course, although he died, he was resurrected and taken to heaven, as we see in the book of Jude, and in his appearance along Elijah on the mountainside. But that was a much later version of Moses. This model was different. Yes, a devout believer of God on the one hand, and this will sound strong, but on the other, a murderer.